Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unpack a biological reality that is going to completely redefine the wildlife right outside your window. Seriously. Because the legacy of the theropod dinosaurs, well, it isn't just locked away in some fossilized sediment somewhere. No, it is actively navigating our modern skies as we speak. Think about the sheer, ground-shaking power of the mighty T-Rex for a second. When we picture apex predators from the late Cretaceous period, we usually envision these massive ground-dwelling theropods just absolutely dominating the landscape, right? But if we trace that specific biological lineage forward to find its continuation in the modern era, who do you think are the closest living relatives of that mighty T-Rex? The answer actually catches a lot of people off guard. We don't look to alligators, we don't look to iguanas, not even Komodo dragons. Birds are living dinosaurs. Let that sink in for a moment. From a phylogenetic classification standpoint, this isn't a metaphor, it's a literal biological reality. Those pigeons on the sidewalk, the eagles, hummingbirds, they all belong to the clade Dinosauria. Specifically, they're Manuraptor and theropod dinosaurs. And the proof is in the anatomy. Structural markers, like the presence of a furcula, which you probably know better as a wishbone, and these highly specific respiratory systems featuring air sacs, those are direct anatomical continuities from their Mesozoic ancestors. It's pretty wild to think about.
Now, obviously, this divergence didn't just happen overnight. We are talking about an evolutionary journey that started over 150 million years ago, tracing all the way back to the Jurassic period. Just try to wrap your head around that immense stretch of planetary history. Through catastrophic, world-ending mass extinction events that wiped out all the non-avian dinosaurs, this one specific lineage persisted. They kept adopting, refining themselves, and ultimately surviving.
So, when we define modern birds as avian creatures that evolved directly from dinosaurs over 150 million years ago, it really highlights this absolutely fascinating survival strategy. To actually make it through the KPG extinction event, these theropods had to adapt and fast. A key mechanism for this survival? Miniaturization. Over tens of millions of years, this lineage consistently evolved to be smaller and smaller, and that was a total game changer. It allowed them to rely on different, much scarcer food sources, and eventually master-powered flight, all of this happening while their massive, heavy-footed relatives completely perished.
I mean, just think about the comparison between the mighty T-Rex and modern birds. On the surface, the physical differences are obviously pretty stark. But if you look beneath the feathers, the genetic and structural blueprints are deeply, deeply intertwined. Both share three-toed limbs. Both have hollow bones that keep them remarkably lightweight. They even share similar egg-laying and brooding behaviors. The ancestral foundation is still entirely there. It hasn't left. It's just been highly modified for an airborne, resource-efficient lifestyle over millions and millions of evolutionary iterations. So here is what I want to leave you with. Since birds are living dinosaurs, how will you look at the skies differently today? Understanding this evolutionary link fundamentally changes our perspective on the natural world around us. The next time you see a hawk circling overhead, or even just a little sparrow resting on a fence, remember something. You are observing the ultimate survivors of a highly successful, ancient lineage. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, enjoy observing the dinosaurs in your own backyard.